What's good, everybody? This your main man, KCFL, King Seth for Life, Wrestling Takes. Just want to talk about Monday Night Raw. For me, the standouts on Raw, obviously the match between Baley and Lyra Valkyria, very good IC title matchup. You know, man, I just wish the both of them had more. I just wish we was able to be invested in Lyra and especially in Baley, because both of them are very good wrestlers, but it's just, you want to be invested. That's why I say giving people championships, you can give somebody a title all you want, but you got to make cats give a dang about them. But the matchup, that was probably, for me, that was probably the best match on the whole show. The girls killed it. They did their thing. They you know, I can't hate. They did their thing. Promos of the show. Now, for me, the triple threat, do I still care about the triple threat? No, I don't care about the final result. The only reason I'm watching the triple threat is to see who is going to end up with Paul Heyman. And I'm going with Seth based off of how the ending was. Seth was out there. Paul Heyman was out there. They going in, and he talking about how Roman don't give a dang about Paul Heyman. He been using him ever since. And we all know CM Punk don't give a dang about Paul Heyman, claiming that's your best friend. He don't care nothing about you. When you was finna get jumped by the fake bloodline, where was he at? Where was he at? Neither one of them. None of them clowns was there. So, man, look, let me tell you something. Like I say, all this is just basically Seth about to turn, and he gonna line himself with Paul Heyman, and I don't know where we go from there. I really don't. I honestly don't know. Maybe this is where I don't know. Maybe this is where because obviously when I talk about Jey winning the championship, maybe it's Seth Rollins finally becoming a Paul Heyman guy, and he goes after Jey and takes him down for the championship whenever that time is, I guess. But that was that. I don't give a dang about this Chad Gable Lucha Libre bull jive. It's so disrespectful. It's the utmost disrespect. I'm like, but Triple H don't give a dang, ladies and gentlemen. That fool don't care. Jey, Gunther came out there looking like he was running for president. Vote for Gunther. Vote for Gunther. What I can do for you. Came out there looking like a presidential candidate. That doggone suit and red tie. Laughing and kikiing it up. I'm like, what's funny? Ain't nothing funny. And then Jey came out, and he came out emotionless. He came out as if the world was stopped. His world was taken from him. And the fans were yeeting. He wasn't doing no yeeting. There was no yeeting. It was all serious business. Gunther over there busting up laughing and kikiing and like, hey, ain't nothing funny. What you laughing at? Ain't nothing funny. Jey came out there emotionless, said what he had to say. He came out there and said, hey, you got a family, right? You got a mother. You got a wife. You got a child, right? I'll tell you something, man. I was at home talking with my mom. You know, she told me, she said, why you didn't protect Jimmy? Why you protect Jimmy, man? Why you protect him, man? Why? Tell you something. Tell your wife, tell your son, tell your family. Tell him you love him. You know, I have to say a prayer, man. I have to ask the Lord to forgive me for what I'm about to do to you at WrestleMania, man. I'm about to beat the brakes off of you, bro. Listen, man, let me tell you something. That's the best Jey sound this entire run. I'm like, bro, listen, that's how you sell somebody on the matchup. That is exactly how you sell somebody. I'm like, I don't know why it took 50,000 years for us to actually get there. Probably because this is part 4, if I'm not mistaken. They done wrestled each other 50 million times, but that promo alone is how you sell somebody, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. And like I said, for that matchup, even though a lot of people are going to be taking a dump on the match, they got me invested. And Gunther couldn't say nothing. Gunther went from laughing to like, hey, man, you know what? Because he's like, I ain't scared of you, oops. I was afraid of you, man. Not no more. Because when I'm about to do you at WrestleMania, you ain't going to like it. Listen, man, Jey probably going to bust it. Listen, because Jimmy got busted open, I'm going with Gunther to be bleeding. I don't know how Jey going to bust him open, but I'm going with it because he got to get his lick back. He has to. So Jey is definitely going over WrestleMania, but the emotional investment that they did to get you to finally jump on board, listen, by all means, Jey, handle your business. Take that fool out of WrestleMania. Take him out. Take his behind out, man. The opening segment, man, listen, y'all. H done everything in his power to make me not give a rat's behind about Io, Rhea, and Bianca. I'm like, they got my girl Io looking like a straight third wheel. This beef is basically about Rhea and Bianca. And the fact that fans keep booing, listen, I told y'all, man, look, I told y'all, this is unfortunate. Bianca is not a heel, no, but she has heel tendencies. She's not a heel right now, so you have to ask yourself, everything Bianca was saying in the promo was factual. Like, I did everything. Listen, I didn't want to be a referee. I didn't want to do that. Listen, I won the doggone chamber. So therefore, you lost your matchup. It should just be me and Io. But because you keep clowning and whining and complaining, I'm like, everything she said was spot on. But the problem is the whole booking has been straight garbage. It's been garbage on purpose. I blame Triple H 100% for this foolishness. All of this could have been avoided if Jessica would have called the matchup the moment Bianca had hit Rhea. And guess what? Now Io has a gripe to be upset because she got screwed again. She constantly keeps getting screwed. And unfortunately, as champion, she's being like, they didn't turn her into a freaking third wheel. All I know is Io better retain at WrestleMania. That's all. That's the only reason to even bother with this matchup is to make sure that Io goes over. Because if she doesn't go over, we're going to have a serious problem. We are going to have a serious problem. For real. What else? Like I said, I don't give a dang about this lucha crap. And it's going to be Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Boom. And then it's going to be a fatal four-way for the IC title. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominic. And Dom's going over. Outside of that, man, like I said, and the New Day went against the War Raiders. But the War Raiders disqualified themselves because Woods wouldn't got a chair, but he was pulling the, I don't know, I get them mixed up. It's R-Bar, one of them. He had the chair and he pulled it, and then the referee seen him, and when he hit him, he rang the bell. Therefore, they get another shot at the titles. I don't know when, but I'm like, it is what it is. Listen, man, Triple H completely screwed over this heel run with the New Day. I told y'all. Because the New Day ain't shucking and jiving no more. Triple H completely forgot about him. He ain't shucking and jiving no more. So I'm like, and it's messed up, man, because it was going somewhere when they turned on Big E, but I'm like, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I haven't said anything about it, but apparently Kevin Owens may be done. He has a messed up neck. He has to get neck surgery, so Orton and his matchup has been canceled. However, maybe they do Nick Aldis and Randy, because Randy has been RKOing Nick Aldis like a crazy person. So maybe Nick Aldis puts on the pads and gets back in the ring. Maybe if that's the matchup. But obviously Orton is going over because it don't make sense for Nick. I mean, and I can't even call this a heel versus. I mean, I can't even call this a face versus heel matchup, or if I don't even know what Nick Aldis is as a manager. Like, Nick Aldis to me as a manager he's just been a manager. Like, he don't really come off like a face. He don't even really come off as a heel. As for Pierce is another one. He's like a tween or two. I don't know what he is. I don't know, but it is what it is on that. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, it was decent, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I told you what the three standouts are. The three standouts: Lyra versus Baley, and obviously Lyra beat her, and afterwards she acted like she didn't want to do the mutual respect. Shout out to BC Amplified. But then she went and hugged her. So apparently they got a tag team match. They going against Liv and Raquel on SmackDown for the tag. I guess for the tag titles. I guess, I don't know. But it's gonna be some foolishness that's gonna happen there. I'm already expecting it. But yeah. So Lyra Valkyrie versus Baley, Jey promo, and then Seth acted like he was about to curb stomp Paul Heyman. Outside of that, that was pretty much the major standouts for Raw. So, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't got nothing else to say. Finna run into Walgreens before I head to work. Y'all already know what to do. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment what you thought about Raw, and I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.